Hello friends, welcome back. On today's agenda we have a sketchbook flip through, but before we get started I must warn you that I was working through a lot of inner conflicts during this time period, and so the contents pretty much reflect that. You've been warned. I think one of the most special things about art is the capacity and capability it has to kind of store a lot of emotions in different pages. It's, I think, the closest thing we have to a time machine, perhaps. And I don't know how you use your sketchbooks, but once you start not caring about how other people perceive your pages and your spreads and your art, it is truly one of the most freeing things. As evidenced by me writing this on the 5th of August, I am no one's cup of tea, and then also in my pariah era. I used to think it was so cringe to write this stuff, but then it's how I'm feeling. How can it be cringe? Like, since when did authenticity become cringe? Not the chunkiest sketchbook, but I really appreciate all of the bleed-throughs of all the paint and stuff, which I initially didn't like. And I didn't use any stickers on this because I was having a lot of indecision and a lot of anxiety, but I did take a white Posca marker to write judgment-free zone, and I very much loved looking at it every single time I was making art. And so without further ado, my friends, let us begin the sketchbook tour. I think this is the only sketchbook I have that doesn't have stickers on it. Anyway, and so we begin. The way I have absolute sharp memories of sitting in a cafe in Rome and drawing this scene after lunch, or maybe it was just after a cappuccino. And I was so nervous because very often people are looking at what you're making and there's like this pressure to perform and be good at art, and I think that really takes away from the practice of art. But it was a really good way to get over it eventually. It was the first step, and now looking back and the date is February 7th, or is that not, wait, January, February, July, oh right, this is definitely July 2nd, because I remember it being close to my birthday and I wanted to not start the sketchbook because I was like, oh, I'll start it on my birthday because something, I don't know. So, but then I'm glad I started it. It was very anxiety inducing to do this in public, but I'm glad I did. And it's also where I really understood my love for Poscas, because I just kind of go to town and just really aggressively use them, and I very much enjoy doing that. Then afterwards, when I did go for lunch, there was this little pot. Like, this is all very basic stuff, but I mean, that's how you start, just getting the confidence. And you know, the past two pages, this one and this one, gave me enough confidence to kind of sit near this gelato place and draw the buildings right next to the shop. And I hate this spread because it is so ugly. I really hate this spread. But it's all about confidence, it's all about observation and details, and I think amongst these pages, these two pages, my favorite has to be this little element right here with the curved, whatever architectural term there is for this. And you know, if I wouldn't have drawn the rest of it, I would have never gotten to that, so it's okay. Little wins. This is all the same day, by the way. This is on the 2nd of July that I went to the Coliseum, and I think that was a really good day for me. Because I had so much fun by documenting all the little things I was doing. So I sat there, drew for a while. People usually come up to you, ask you for your Instagram, ask you for if they could take a photo of you and the work you're doing, and I don't know, it's really nice to be appreciated like that and to just feel like you're part of the ecosystem, kind of. I mean, it is Rome, it is, you know, artists and musicians and all these creative fields, so it's nice to be part of it. Then I found this feather, and then I tried to draw this feather in multiple ways, and I tried to draw the pigeons that it came from, or this is not a pigeon feather, is it? It's a crow feather, or something. But the point is that this is where I was like, okay, this could maybe be a little bit of a scrapbook moment for me, and I don't really have to use it as a traditional only sketchbook kind of a thing, because I really love collecting feathers. You know how people like collecting rocks? I love collecting flowers and feathers. If you are on TikTok, you understand the time frame this is from, because then you have Is Somebody Gonna Match My Freak written there. This comic was for my friend because they never take a break ever. So I was just drawing pigeons randomly, and I thought to add little words. Have you tried resting? And then like the pigeon's butt is there. Not a serious comic, not even having like any sense to it. But I was having a lot of fun with the brush markers. Yeah. And then I tried to draw a bust, because I've been really wanting to draw proper statues, because when I go to museums, I really want to make like really quick studies, and I feel like my understanding of form isn't that good yet, because if I could learn to see in shapes, then I think I could be really good at construction. But right now we're not there, but this is the practice. More pigeons, some really weird dogs, because genuinely, what is this? What's happening? And I really wish I would have done the sketchbook tour sooner, because I would have been able to tell you what these things meant or where they came from. I don't remember anymore, so that's sad. But hey, I'm so proud of you for constantly trying, and I am proud of me, and I'm proud of you if you're trying. I know that there are a lot of people in our life who don't really encourage us when they should. It's okay, you can encourage yourself. Then I was looking at the geese. And they have really strange beaks, but I really love geese as well. I think they're my third favorite bird. Pigeon, crows, geese. Yeah. So this is July 5th. It's officially birthday day. May you have many more. Oh, it's a little self-love moment. It felt very tender when I wrote it. You know, sometimes when we have issues with our friends or family, and we feel really misunderstood and we feel really unloved, it can manifest in different ways. So over here it says July 4th. That's because I don't... Oh, right. I like to do this thing where I work on this page before I work on this page, especially at the start of a sketchbook, because I feel like I don't have anything to work on. So this page is sturdy, you know, it has so much at the back. So I prefer working right to left rather than left to right. Yeah, so that's why you might sometimes see dates that are weird. I also like to revisit pages and then date them correctly, so that might also happen. This was near someplace in Rome, and I'll put that on the screen. And I tried to draw that a bit. Failed clearly, but had a good time, so it was fine. Then this masterpiece, girl with the pearl earring in pink, and I don't know what this is, but it felt really good to just get it out in gouache. And this has constantly been cracking and sticking to this and ruining it, but it's fine. We let it be. I do think I want to start doing more studies in my sketchbook, just to kind of learn from the masters. More pigeon. This is a self-portrait. I know, but I realized I don't do self-portraits, and I was like, well, what is that linked to? Is it something to do with, I don't know, hatred of myself? And like, or is it just not habit? Like, what is it? So I was like, okay, I'll make a conscious effort to start, you know, making me. Then, you know, I write a lot, and I think a lot of my writing, I like it, but you might find it cringy. So, just a disclaimer in advance for that. What is it with girls and crying on their birthday and feeling like they'll never be enough? To love and hold and cherish, and if I show you my thorns, will you stay? Will you get pricked and bleed with me all over the carpet? And will you stay with me so we both heal together? I don't know. Judge it if you will. It's fine. This is a lot later. So we're still in July. But we are now in October 18th. I was in Milan, and I tried to draw the Duomo, but my god is it hard, especially when like you're doing it live. And I really wish I had finished it, because I think it looks really, really good right now. It's fine. Oh, to be loved even once within this lifetime. It is such a blessing though, so I hope we all get to experience this. Then there are a few pages I'm gonna skip because they're private, and we are now here. We're on the 8th of July. I wish I could have been me much sooner. Wait, where are you going? But I haven't met you since I was a child. I'm a fire alarm that hasn't stopped ringing since she was born. Something, something, paper crane, you fold crease until the grooves are permanent. Life? Or what is that? I don't know what that is. Find me someone who... sorry. I'm a fire alarm that hasn't stopped ringing since she was born. Find me someone who enjoys the sound. That's the complete poetry for you there. I really enjoyed this page because it felt kind of like I was stepping out of my comfort zone, and I just enjoyed being very, very flowy and free with it. I enjoyed the mixed media of pen and marker, and just the general dishevelment of it. It was good for me to open and take steps further and just explore, just play. The more free I feel, the more me I feel. This is gonna be a recurring theme within my work where I talk about becoming yourself, accepting yourself, and choosing yourself despite other people wanting to see you in a different way or wanting you to behave in a different way. Now, I'm not advocating for any type of bad behavior, but I feel like many of us live in societies and many of us live in families that are very different from us, so they have a very set in stone way about how they want us to behave and conform, and they don't really celebrate our differences. And so we kind of hide that part of us, and they think it's gone away, but we know we're just, trying to keep the peace. And then we grow up and we move out, and then we kind of try and reconnect with ourselves. So this is that sketchbook, and I'm really blessed to have gone on that journey, and I am so much better today than I was at this point. I was so brokenhearted at this point, and you can kind of tell from the writing. And when I share like a future sketchbook, you'll understand if I've made progress. I do think I have. I don't write like this anymore. I do feel like me. I do feel like I've embraced who I am to quite an extent, and I stand up for myself now, and I don't really let people try and change me for their comfort, and it's wonderful. I wish I could go back and tell her that it'll be okay, because I think she was really worried. How many versions of her will you be able to breathe in? And the guy's like, my lungs will fail before the answer touches my lips. Find me under the surface of the earth. Yeah, I really should have done this sooner because I could have given you more in-depth about the words. I really like this part because it's so nice and colorful and gentle. I don't like this. Wait. I'm trying to tell you a story of a girl, unarmed. She is grown up now, but she may have been harmed. And she may have wandered in her quest to do good. She wonders what's the point. She doesn't know if she should. But the moral of the story is always about the lie that the stronger we are, the less we cry. I mean, I think this is one of my better ones. I still like it a lot. I like it a lot. Crying and strength are not mutually exclusive, and I think people who cry and express their emotions and let themselves just be freely are very strong. They accept themselves, and they kind of force other people to accept them too. What's stronger than that? Oof, a lot of words in this sketchbook, huh? If I'm willing to love you no matter what, why can't I love me? We do so much for other people, our best friend, our parents, our siblings, and we forgive so many of their weird habits or their bad behaviors even. But we don't do the same for ourselves. And I think writing these thoughts and journaling in this way kind of really helped me get to a point where I do try to love me. And I do try to give myself the benefit of the doubt the way I give to other people. Bad art but good vibes. Correct, and that's all good. It's okay if it's bad art. it's okay, because it will help you heal and it'll help you grow, and that's amazing. Unbottle yourself, write it all, record it all, let everything out. You can't create when you're constantly worried about content. Oh my god. This is so true, especially because I've been trying to kind of quote unquote make it on Instagram for so long, that you kind of start trying to please the algorithm, trying to figure out what it wants and how you can give it that so that you can become successful, put food on the table, have your parents be proud of you, all those things. And at one point you kind of realize that, okay, oh my god, in the quest to do that, I didn't get either. So maybe we stop doing that. Maybe we create what we want to create and let the people who like what we create find us on their own. I'm not going to show you the reference photo I took for this, because I was posing like with this claw hand, and I just wanted to make this thing where I'm like, you know, my mouth is like much more open than this, and my hands are much more like pleading, and there's like nothing in the eyes, and it's just like this pain, or just this, I can't even explain it in words. Your girl was not doing well at this point in her life. More words. What a surprise. I could tell you, and now there's Urdu mixed in as well, and I actually know who this was for. I could tell you ro ro ke halkan ho gayi, and this means I cried so much that like I was shattered, I was in tatters. But you wouldn't really care. My eyes stained red, my breaths are choked. How did we get to here? You call it a fuss, I call it my heart. We stand miles apart. I can do no more till you push to, but we end before we start. I'll stop calling, I'll wish you well, I hope that you are safe. I'll miss your smile, your loyalty, the kindness on your face. I'll think of you when I am down, your memory will give me strength. Something, 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 something. Like, I haven't written the last bit yet, clearly, because, yeah. First gen. Growing pains. Blood of the coven, because I think I was looking at blood is thicker than water, and something is thicker than something. What I don't know. So it was a thing, and something blood of the coven is thicker than the water of the womb. I think that's it. So I don't know. I wanted to do this thing, but this is a skill issue, because like I wanted like a lot of figures in black, just kind of being like amazing and coven-y and witchy. Skill issue. It's okay. We'll improve in time. How much of me is really left? Okay, because you're compressing yourself and you're making yourself smaller, you're shrinking yourself, and over time you lose her, and then you don't even know her. So if you don't know her, how do you bring her back? You know what I mean? So how much of you is truly left? And like, take care of whatever you have left so that you don't lose even more. Because walking like an empty shell of a human throughout life is really horrible and terrifying. Please don't let people do that to you. If they truly care about you, they will come around. And if they don't, good riddance. Okay. I am a fat goose made to be loved. It's true. We are all fat geese made to be loved. I hope you feel loved. Learned tragedy. Once you've lived it, you see it everywhere. Oh, yes. Pattern recognition, especially if you're autistic, like me. I don't know. You see it very often. You see the patterns. You see the constants, and you kind of wonder. Okay, so now we've also written stuff on different pages. Okay, hold on. I'm finding it hard to dance for your fiddle. I push me away to come back stronger. Face card, no cash, no credit, some ballpoint pen, experimentation. I was like really happy with like the blue on paper here, and then I got really upset because my reference image I later realized was AI, so I was like really upset about this. Anyway, love me for me, love me for me, love me for me. She screams it at the world when it's meant for someone else. Herself, it's meant for her own self. I really like what I've done with these ink pots at the back. I really like them. I should draw more. And they're such a basic shape as well, and like so flowy and organic on top and structured at the bottom. would make for a good spread, I think. I'm not exceptional, I'll prove it to you. I don't know how long this video is going to be because we're literally on page 54 of like a 250 page book, and it's already been like 20 minutes of me yapping. So my apologies if you find this to be overwhelming. And if I pour myself on paper, will you stay to watch the destruction unfold? Yes, your girl is emo. We get it. We get it. I wanted to make a little comic. I'm on a quest to find my people, but I won't find them if I stay in my comfort zone. And this was like the gist of the comic. And then I made the first slide thing for it, and then I never touched it again. But when I got this, I was so inspired, and I was like, oh my god, this is gonna make such a good comic. Yeah. For far too long, all I did was try to be palatable. Coming to terms with I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and nor should I want to be, took so long. She was preparing me for a world that would not be kind, she said, but the world has been far kinder than home ever was. I wish I could get this to rhyme, because then I'd be really happy. But even that it didn't, this is basically for mom, and something that I was told growing up was that if I was upset or I tried to communicate about it, it would be like, okay, but you know, she's just trying to prepare me for the world. And I think sometimes parents don't realize that home should be the safest part that we experience. Otherwise, we kind of think, you know, psychologically speaking, that, okay, so this is acceptable behavior from others as well. Just something to think about. Over here, the desire to over-explain has bit me in the past. I want to vomit out the words. I want to do it fast. I really like this spread. At least, well, not the spread, this page. I really like this page. I like the sketchiness and the overlapping textures that I'm getting with the dots and the dashes. I don't know why I haven't been able to kind of recreate this kind of work. Sometimes it's just a one-off and you have to live with it. Clipped wings. I really like the typography here. I really like this as well. I think it's so nice, and I think, you know, from a conceptual point of view, I really like that the houses are not like saturated with color and that the blue is so overwhelming around them. Take it to mean what you will. I think I saw a hibiscus on Pinterest and really wanted to draw it, and I was really happy with this, and that's when I realized I really like gel pens, especially like these gel pens that have like fluorescent colors. My jam. Love the pink, love the green. So I did this here, a pink swan. Looking good for real though. I should turn this into a sticker. Oh look, non-word heavy pages. Croissant and a bowl of fruit. Overwater the plants, overwater the plants, love them like you love yourself. I think a lot of us might be able to relate to this. We give so much that it becomes really cloying and really overpowering for other people. So we really need to figure out how to balance the amount of giving we're doing with how much people actually want to receive, and that's not like shade on the people receiving. I just think a lot of us need therapy. I think we need to go to therapy and learn how to self-regulate and learn how to have like a boundary positive relationship with everyone. I really like the spread. I don't think I've done this type of stuff after this. I really love the intricacy of this. It's so beautiful to me. I should do this again. I think the craziest part of all this is how many styles I'm exploring without even intending to do a style exploration. But yeah, a lot of pen artwork here. Fish and bird and flowers and fruits. I think this was supposed to say andiamo. Overwhelmed. Yeah, I like this one a lot. I think it's one of those easy pieces that I really had fun with. So what I like to do is that this marker had bleed through here a little bit, and so I covered it with acrylic paint, 30th July by the way, and after acrylic was dried, it covered the see-through, and then I just went over it with black again. And I was really into doing this for a while, and I would just paint some pages a certain color and just go back to them later. And that's how I got into the habit of prepping my pages beforehand. It kind of took the anxiety out of making stuff, because the page is already ruined by my paint. So what's the worst that could happen? I could only improve it at this point, right? Here are some witchy elements, some potion making magic elements. A similar vibe here, uninspired. So we're overwhelmed, we're uninspired, and this is like manifestation of that because I really hate this page. I don't know if this was me or not. I can't remember. Bad. I was having a really bad time with art and didn't really want to pick up the pencil at this point. I think I was watching something, and in parentheses it was like laughing, and I was like, that's funny. So it made me laugh, so I wrote it down. And continued with the bad art, with the scribbly things. Continuing, having like clearly in a rut, but trying really hard to get out of that rut, like a fish being denied the ability to swim by giraffes who have their heads up in the clouds. Me to my parents. I really enjoyed this, but I want to do this again. I need the pencil that I'm using to have a very easy allowance of different values. I don't want to press too hard to get the darkest shade, and I do want to press really lightly to get the lightest shade, but some pencils don't do that. I don't know if that makes sense to you. And so everything turns out in this very bland, valueless thing, and I don't enjoy that. I need the darks to be dark and I need the lights to be light. I am no one's cup of tea, yes, in my prior era. You know, writing this stuff just kind of gives you permission over and over again that, yeah, you can say no to people and you can kind of do whatever you want. It's okay. This was a new type of style that I just kind of fell into. I don't know, it's interesting, but I don't think I attempted this again. This is where I started having a lot of fun. I got these acrylic markers, and I didn't have these yet, but I did have these. And I absolutely love these so much. I think they were for like 15 euros. And I don't know, they're this hero company with a bullet nib or pointer, whatever it's called, sorry, and a brush tip. And they're really good. I really like them. I'll do a little swatchy thing in a bit. But because they were so cheap, and acrylic markers, so like on top of that, I really like had fun experimenting with different faces and flowers, and then like side profiles, and this was all just very, very gratifying to make for me. And I really like this part here. I should do more of these. I really enjoyed this. Like, you look at pages and you remember how much you enjoyed something, and you're like, oh, bring back that joy. I also really enjoyed this. I guess I like a lot of Art Deco stuff. Ooh, everyone demands a different piece of you, cat, until not much of you is left. And that's true. I think another recurring... Oh my god, it's been blurry. My apologies. I will quickly go back and show you what I was looking at. This was the page. This was the page. This was the page. And I said that I like this thing here and this thing here. Okay, now that we're back on track, Everyone demands a different piece of you until not much of you is left. I stand by the statement. I think in order to appease everyone, you lose yourself completely. Your friend A will be like, oh, but I don't like it when you do this, so you're gonna stop doing that. And then friend B's like, I don't like it when you say this, and then you're gonna stop that. Then your mom's gonna be like, I don't like it when you do this, can you not do it? And you'll be like, sure, of course. I mean, everyone frames it as a small thing, right? So it's like, okay, sure, I can do the small thing for you, and then in the end you have nothing of you left. And these are like, I hope you can understand, these are tiny things like, oh, I don't want you to dress a certain way, or I don't want you to speak a certain way, or I don't like that you are trained in dancing, or that you like to sing, Everybody has these weird different things, and I really hope you're not around people like this. I really hope you can't relate to this. I really like this, and this. I like these Vine things a lot. What's the cure for when you want to do it all? Ooh, when you have that inspiration moment when you're just so overwhelmed and you're like, I want to do it all, I want to do everything. I want to do pottery, I want to do printmaking, I want to do filmmaking, I want to do illustration, I want to do painting, oil painting, acrylic painting, watercolor, and I just want to be good at everything. This was one of those moments. And I think in retrospect, when you look at the choice of color and the way I've done this, it's so childlike, like the multiple colors used. It's so happy, carefree, and except for this part which looks like blood, it's just so kid happy. I don't know. Favorites these days, and we have the Hero markers, this Pentel pencil, and my eraser. Latest reading material. So I'm very much into fan fiction, and one of the best written fan fictions of Hermione is Draco Malfoy and the Mortifying Ordeal of Being in Love. I could reread this over and over and over again until I die. It would not get old. The writing is perfect. Scribbles. I mean, I'm clearly just very much struggling with finding a reason to draw. Maybe this was art block. I'm not sure. Then I drew a lot more of these vines because I very much enjoyed them. A frame, a burger, a cat stretching. Ooh, pretty. Pencil sketching for a bit. Evacuate, get out before it's too late. Pages are so resilient, you can layer them with so much. This isn't about pages. I think this was like a TikTok trend that I was thinking about doing. I didn't do it. You grow up and you don't realize it, but you have now inherited a clock, tick, tick, tick. It stays with you, beating like a secondary heart. It has scratches and dents. You deduce that it has been broken before, many times, but it has never stopped ticking. You are seized up in its spell, unable to stop it. You catch your breath every so often in fleeting moments of awareness, waiting for the inevitable death of those who gave you life. You can try to break it once more. It will keep ticking still. This is when I found out some concerning news about my dad. Right, so that's August 18th. Kind of was looking at dad and kind of understood that he was growing old and growing weak. And I was just like, everybody has a clock and everybody's running out of time. And you can't stop it. You can only do as much as you can and try to get in as much time and moments, moments that'll hopefully last you a lifetime, even when they're gone. Before they're gone, that's all you can do. And we're back to love me for me, love me for me, love me for me. I'm having that urge again to be everything all at once. Inspiration, yay. Oh my god. I think I was fine. I think I became fine with the fact that I had 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 pages of work that I absolutely hated just to give me this bread. Like, if I hadn't done those, I would not have gotten here. And that is the most priceless moment for me, because would you look at that? Beautiful, amazing, incredible, uncomparable, majestic, divine. Need I say more? You might not like it. I know I'm just hyping myself up, but 26th, Love Me Please. That's still a theme here. Pink, black, amazing color combination. Really love what I did here. I wish I could have done it again, and I actually tried. I tried doing it again in a bit, and you'll see that I failed there because I got too overzealous. This just happened very organically. It just happened because I was just doodling, drawing, and it happened. And then when I tried to recreate it, it was kind of like really hard because I was focusing too much on the thing, and it stopped being fun. And a mess. Sorry, did you think you were coming home? Yeah, the 27th, I tried to recreate that kind of a vibe. So many me's. There are so many me's. Don't hold it in. If they don't love you for you, they never loved you at all. I have chemical reactions happening in my soul threatening to escape, but the lid is too tight. At this point, friends, I got really into comic storytelling, and so I watched some YouTube videos, I took some notes, and that's all that's happening over here. Ooh. And then that brings us to the 1st of September. Have you heard of the girl who can never win? They'll tell you there is no way, but she has nothing left to lose. So, beep, what the haters say. I was really frustrated that I couldn't draw anatomy. I think this is the perfect representation of what I can draw. I can draw you the head, the hair, and a bit of the shoulders, and then I flop hard. Sometimes the pages stick. Play for the camera, perform and like it. Don't just perform, like it. Wasn't having very good days. So what really helped me last year was taking this acrylic ink that I have and just taking a few drops and just dotting it all over the page. It gave me so much stress release. I would highly recommend it because you're not in charge of the page and the page is still being filled and it's still gonna look like pretty and abstract and oh look at the lines and the beauty of it all. I don't know. More practice. But does the chameleon recognize herself after one too many changes? Does she? Pigeon is saying, Mother, I am sleepy. I am the lizard on the wall that no one wants to love. I will love me even if no one else does. I don't even know you, but I'm just waiting for you to leave. Yeah, okay, I am quite, I feel quite vulnerable sharing this with you guys, but I hope there's somebody out there who's watching and can kind of relate and understand, and you know, you're not alone. We all feel this way sometimes, I think. It gets quite intense, so I'm gonna flip. At what age did you realize that people don't love you the way you love them? We have been sold a myth, the myth of family. I was very upset with my sketchbook at this stage because, oh, and then I started doing hands. This was really helpful. This was really helpful exercise. You just kind of take your hand and you place it in different angles, just like this. Start off like this. This is the basic one. Everyone can, I think, do it. Ooh, sorry, sweater marks. And then you just start tilting it slowly, and this kind of helps you in terms of perception and depth and all of that good stuff. And you know, you also get a page full, and you'll also get anatomy exercise in. I did that a lot. Hand turn practice. Remember the laughter thing? Music intensifies. Plan a trip, go nowhere. I think my friends and I were planning something, and it in the end did not really result in us going anywhere, so. September. I'm pretty sure I was with my sister in Natyagali, and I tried to draw this. I tried to be one of those like people who can just look at a scenery for like 5 or 10 minutes and just draw this beautiful spread. And I was using my Tombow markers, and I really hate the way this turned out. I really absolutely loathe it. I'm not saying it's the Tombow markers' fault, it's just a skill issue, right? I don't know how to use them, but this is how I learned. I learned how Tombow reacts with this paper. I learned how I wield the pen in and of itself. I'm too much of my mother and too much of my father, and neither are loved. Some nice, wholesome rabbit practice. It was really hard because, I don't know, rabbit anatomy just doesn't make sense to me. Like, their limbs are like liquid, and the way they move, oh my god. And because all their limbs are covered with fur, it just gets really difficult. But anyway, my cousin wanted to be this rabbit, so we named her Fatma. I really like this spread. I was so happy with this spread, and once again, like, my thought process is that all of the bad pages were done because you, like, in the end you got this, and you wouldn't have gotten to this point, you wouldn't have been able to push through and get to this point had you not, like, done all the work at the back. My authenticity is hated so much by those around me. It prevents their own masks. I think when you start living as yourself, as who you truly are and how you feel, people kind of get spooked by that, because we're all kind of, it's been normalized to behave a certain way, right? It's been normalized to contort for the comfort of others. Get back up, get back up, get back up. Like, the up is hidden behind the flower, but it's yeah. I really like the colors I've used here, and I like how the girl is in bluish and with the background in pink, and it's reversed over here. Oh, I was in Verona. 9 October was a good day. I was in Verona. I was drawing around the piazzas and everything. Had a pizza margherita, a cornetti con cioccolato for breakfast with a cappuccino. Saw a bird, saw the statue of a horse, and it was like very hard for me to draw it, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. The cage is finally cracking. Yes, girl, we did it. Where did we start? Yeah. So, I wish I could have been me much sooner. The cage is finally cracking. We are here. Okay. Verona has a lot of beautiful spots. I think Verona has to be one of my favorite Italian cities. And I obviously did not do it justice at all. But you should go. Buongiorno, ciao. Per favore. Sì, prego, scusa. Cosa? Quando? Chi? Dove? Perché? Perché? Come? Quanto? My most used sentence in Italy is posso pagare con carta. Is it possible to pay by card? Yeah. And I say it with such pride every single time, because I think I've nailed the pronunciation and the delivery to the point that if that's the only thing I say to you, you don't know whether I speak fluent Italian or not. This was also a fun page for me because I got to draw my little phone right here and my glasses. And this kid had this cookie because I think it was Oktoberfest, because this was in October, 8th October, and I was going to Germany to visit a friend. I don't know why this page is here. Anyway, this is not the Colosseum, but a smaller version of it, kind of, in Verona, in the center. And they have like these beautiful street lamps. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. I'm in Verona, and I'm alive. Do you see what I mean by the paint dropping thing? And like, I really felt this, you know, in the moment I really felt it. Like, I am alive. Like, I cannot believe I'm alive. Like, the vitality of the moment, the fact that it's fleeting and will probably never happen again. And like, I'm alive, and it's such a blessing to have lived this moment. And then I had a gelato. Oh, my sister gave me these flowers and I lost some of them. Yeah, flowers from Natia Gariwaza. So she didn't give them to me, but we picked them up together, and then I just kind of glued them here, and this was a lot more bluer, so the glue kind of took the pigment of the flower and it's all streaky and beautiful. Let me show you. Like, I really like that. That's really interesting to me. Here we have more Verona. This has to be my favorite washi tape. It kind of brings the entire spread together. I saw this in a souvenir shop somewhere. Had a little pasta dinner, incomplete. Saw these skulls, thought they were really interesting. And just the way that the houses are kind of configured is so interesting to me. Like, Italian landscape is so pretty. I hope I'm one day able to kind of draw all of that. This was in Verona, at this point where you can see the most gorgeous sunset and the most gorgeous panoramic view of the entire city. Obviously my color pencils again could not do it justice, but the foliage and the little buildings and everything, oh, beautifully blended together. And if you're ever there, be sure to visit. I'm in Milan and I'm healing. We are getting progress. I was in Milan at this point. Obviously I drew this really strange, weird pigeon, and this is the structure and the design of the Duomo's top central thing, if that makes sense. So intricate that when you start drawing it, you think, okay, I can do this, but it's like, oh my god, you like really need to have focus and discipline and skill to, you know, actually do it really fast. So this this little part is that. I think that's crazy. More pigeons, hello friends. And then I did this spread, and I think I did this one first and it was upside down, and then I reverted to right side up. But if we do that, I really enjoyed this. This was a little outfit I had on. Then I just took a marker. I think it was probably this marker. This acrylic marker, and I just went to a museum that they had, and I just tried to do some real life drawing as much as I could, look at patterns, look at the way that the form was created, the different types of art that they had. If you're ever in Milan, I would recommend going here. It was a nice rainy day, and we really enjoyed, my friend and I, exploring it. One of my favorite pages, I absolutely love the green here, juxtaposed with the different shades of blue. Really tried hard on this pigeon, and I think she's beautiful. Look at that shimmer over there. On the 17th of October, and like this is the point now in retrospect that I'm looking at this, that I really got into like fonts and typography in my sketchbook. As somebody with a graphic design background, I've always been using fonts. Even actually before my degrees, I was already like obsessed with fonts. But this is the first time I really like did it by myself in my sketchbook. And you know, like a year later, although we're not in October 2025 yet, but like even like a few months later, this has massively increased. Like it's like a small pebble rolling downhill and gathering momentum until it's like a full-blown snowball somehow, even though it was a pebble and not a... Anyway, you get what I'm saying, I think. Then there's a song, and it has this lyric that I could cancel out the darkness I inherited from dad. I think that's super relatable for a lot of us. I really like this as well, and I was really getting comfortable with acrylic markers at this point. We are now in Bolzano, and I think I was trying to do this beautiful drawing of multiple layers of trees that I just wasn't able to do. Yeah, I was struggling. Do you understand how fleeting these moments are? I'll blink and it'll be over. And it was. 21st October, I wish I could go back. Everything was much better than it is right now. 25th October, 26th October, English muffin, lemonade, Tabasco. I was like, okay, what a cute spread idea, just do it for every day and then it'll be like beautiful. And I was like, okay, I've taken a picture, let me just eat in peace and I'll draw it later. And then later never came, and so here we are. Okay, I was feeling super vulnerable at this point. Mother, I'm always hungry, I require sustenance. And it's like this goose is like talking to me or whatever. And it was like, it's not about the goose, it's not about me, it's about my mom, and it's not about hunger, it's not about food, it's about like love. Why aren't you rooted in yourself? Like, why are you rooted in multiple other people? Be your own person, you know? Like what you like. It's okay for you to have a personality and express it. A pain au chocolat, a Siamese cat, a plant. Flowers, roses, let go. Mother, I am a good geeser, love me. Well, now the goose is just begging for the love of the mom. Like, please love me, I'm a good goose, I'm a good kid, you know? Ooh, I really like the spread. I think I really like brush pen, but I'm really scared and intimidated by using it. So I kind of avoid it, I think. Watercolor is not my friend. This was one of the most freeing spreads I can begin to tell you. 5th November, I have nothing to offer you. Nothing. I have nothing to offer. She is so ugly and yet she exists. What are you going to do about it? You can taunt her, bully her, mock her, but she's right here. In all of her glory, in all of her hideousness, she exists. Like, you finding her ugly does nothing to take away from her existence. I don't know, I guess I'm realizing through this sketchbook flip through that I'm a very sentimental and philosophical person, to the point where people are probably gonna make fun of me later, but it's fine, you can do it. It's fine if you find this ugly, and my word's ugly because I exist. It's fine. My art cannot be pretty and I cannot be pretty, and you must now leave. I feel like I don't need to explain this, but like, it's kind of the same vein of this, right? It exists. My art and I, we exist, and it is what it is. Deal with it. Stay, leave. Up to you. Cultivate this habit of just filling in sketchbook pages. Make so much bad art your inner child comes out. Yes, there are no fucking rules. Really, there are not. Then I joined a live stream of Sophie McPike, and she led us through these different things where we had to draw, like this was a one line blind contour, this was just like our color palette, and we had to draw the image that she gave to us, and then we had to draw it again, but then we had to cut it up and piece it back together. I think these are really fun and interesting exercises, and I'm really glad that I got to partake in this live stream. Like, these are gorgeous. I would have never done them on my own. I even like this one, but I think my favorite has to be this one. It's so nice. I really like it. The contoury lines are just so, they're just so yummy for some reason. Then I tried to do a semi-blind one line contour of my face, and this is what turned out, and I was like, this is why I don't do self-portraits. This is why I don't do self-portraits, y'all. This is why I don't do them. Oh my god. You can either be an artist or you can be well liked. I mean, not necessarily, just what I was feeling in that moment. I feel like it's like pandering to specific trends or the algorithm just to be like liked. Or you can be an artist and you can just be yourself and you can be free. I wield my sword of indifference casually. An oxymoron, because if I'm wielding my sword, I clearly care. And I'm doing it casually so that you don't know that it's a sword. Like, it's just like, oh, I don't care, I'm indifferent. But like, the fact that you feel the need to say it means you care. And I think it's like, people expect you not to care. Like, sometimes you're so passionate about different things, and people are just like, why are you so obsessed with this, or why are you so passionate about it, like it doesn't make sense to me. And the thing is, it doesn't have to, fam. It doesn't have to make sense to you. I can care about things that you don't understand, and I can care about them at varying different levels and degrees and intensities, and I don't understand why we feel the need to make ourselves smaller because of the comments of other people. I mean, I do understand, which is why I've been going through it, but I think I'm recovering. This was fun. I did with Poscas. I think I did it in a plane. I'm not sure. This guy's crying. I really feel this way. I feel like every single time I cry, this guy cries too. Ooh, red dots. So I did this thing where I do red dots, and red dots mean that this image inspiration was taken from Pinterest. Just so, you know, I have clarity that this is not like my work. Just so we're clear. Then I did some swatches, and I genuinely felt like doing swatches is like the most wasteful thing ever, because as somebody who didn't really have access to paint or art supplies or just the financial ability to experiment however much you wanted to, swatches were like a waste of paint, a waste of paper. It was just a waste of capital, you know? But now, thankfully, we're not at that point anymore. And we're doing swatches, and we're looking at color, and it's making us happy, and we're understanding how it interacts with the paper, and like different levels of water affect the color. It's very important. I really enjoy doing these. And on this one, I kind of took it a step further, and I did it with these glitter pens. I don't know if you can see this light. Well, that's Posca. The gold part of it is Posca, but I was really happy with this page. I really like it. This was also fun, not as much as the other one. My Red House series really took off, and I'm very grateful for everyone who can relate to a lot of the things that I post. And I kind of made this as a traditional form of the work. It is December. Here's a black cat, here's a bumblebee, here's some beautiful pretty dots and symbols. I love these pages so much. I feel like I realized that the sketchbook was ending, and so I had to like really work hard to make good art. Like, this was kind of like my last chance to make it beautiful and kind of prove it to myself that I've learned things, you know, in the past, I don't know how many months, July, so December, 6 months. Yeah, give yourself the best chance at being happy. I think it's so important to make sure that even if no one else is advocating for you, that you are advocating for you. And clearly, like, this is a very therapeutic journal for me, because I've gone through a lot of emotions and trauma in here, and I'm actually kind of scared of posting this on YouTube, because I'm like, oh my god, people are gonna be like, she's yapping so much about like wishy-washy things and her feelings, and she's like crying so much. But I promise I'm not crying. I'm just telling you why I was crying, right? Where it came from, and how I had to embrace all of those parts of me, the cringe, the bad, the ugly, to get to this point where I'm happy. I'm also obsessed with checkerboard patterns, so I wanted to add that in. This is also one of my favorite pigeons I've made, because I think she looks so cool. Like, she looks amazing. Like, if there was like a spy warrior undercover agent pigeon, this would be the one. And this is officially the last page. Started on the 2nd of July and finished on the 2nd of December. I am so proud of myself for finishing this sketchbook so fast. I'm proud of myself for using the pages with eventual wild abandon. I'm proud of using my markers and paints and finding new ways the supplies worked for me. I'm proud of myself for letting go of fear of bad, fear of ugly, fear of imperfect, and just doing and exploring and playing. I'm so awesome. I wish I knew sooner. So many different styles used, so many cool, so many cringy, but all me. I think my style is colorful vomit. Cheers. Just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. This is the first time I've made such a long YouTube video, and the footage is currently at like an hour and 20 minutes, so I'm gonna have to chop up a lot so that we can have like a slightly smaller YouTube video. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the sketchbook flip through, and I have another sketchbook that I did before this, the yellow one. I'm gonna make one for that later, and I have another one, the red one, which I'll also make later. And currently I'm working on finishing this one. This has to be my favorite sketchbook to date. It's also so cute. I look forward to sharing this with you guys once it's done. Just a few pages left. Let me do a little... So many nice new illustrations and font and typography exploration, and still we have words, but I think the words got substantially less once I was like able to freely put them out into the world when I needed to. I think one of the issues that happens is that when we're not allowed to say things and we bottle them up inside, they have nowhere to go. So I think that's also why sketchbooks are amazing, because you can let them out without asking anyone else to listen to you if you don't have anyone. Anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you next time.